Good afternoon, I'm Billy Lopez alongside Kurtis Redman, and we welcome you to Covina Valley District Field here in Covina, California for the 47th annual Smudgepot game brought to you by LVTV, Laverne Community Television, and K-West San Dimas Community Television, between the Bonita Bearcats and the back-to-back defending Smudgepot champions, San Dimas Saints. As we take a look at some of the players to watch from the Bonita side, who are the players to watch, Kurtis?
For the Bearcats, we have quarterback JP Andrade with 928 total pass yards and 10 total touchdowns. We have wide receiver Cade Kadam, who has 396 total receiving yards, 2 receiving touchdowns, and 2 kick return touchdowns. Miles Meridian, running back, with 222 rush yards and 5 touchdowns. And on the defensive side, we have Nathan Otto, who leads the team with 12 solo tackles, and defensive lineman Gabriel Lemons, who has 10 total tackles on the year and leads the team with 3 sacks.
And of course, Bonita won the toss. They elected to receive before the kickoff. Who are some of the San Dimas players to watch?
For the Saints, we have quarterback Dylan O'Leary with 204 total pass yards and 3 touchdowns. We have running back Jacob Bucola, who leads the team with 234 rush yards. For the receivers, we have Matt Sloan with 6 receptions for 155 yards and 2 touchdowns. And on the defensive side, we have linebacker Andres Bernal, who leads the team with 20 solo tackles.
So the kicker for San Dimas, Aiden Phipps, will come in for the kickoff. Deep back to receive for Bonita will be Elias Williams. And we are off on an onside kick, and it looks like Bonita is gonna somehow recover that. It was a gutsy play. How about that, Kurtis?
It looked like San Dimas was trying to start the game off quick with that onside kick, but Bonita seemed like they were ready for it.
So Bonita will have great field positioning here from their own 45-yard line. 1st and 10 to set up shop offensively. It's going to be the senior quarterback, JP Andrade, who will make his 3rd Smudgepot game appearance. His first one back in 2016 as a sophomore. So 1st and 10, Bonita sets up with 2 receivers to the right. A little pitch play to the running back on the left side for a decent gain. That was Miles Meridian. For a decent gain, it'll bring up 2nd down.
The senior Miles Meridian trying to get to the outside. San Dimas was there to stop it.
So 2nd and 9. Miles Meridian, of course, the leading rusher for the Bearcats with 222 yards, one of the players to watch, as you mentioned earlier. So 2nd and 9. Another pitch play to Miles. He's going to bobble it, but somehow stays with it. It'll bring up 3rd and long.
Stop by number 33, Nicholas Sloan for the Saints. 3rd and 10 for the Bearcats.
So 3rd and 10. San Dimas' defense looking to stop the run game from Bonita early on and force a quick 3 and out on Bonita's opening drive. Once again, they'll stack the line. Play action pass. They're going to look deep, and they're going to find his receiver at the 20, the 10, and just like that, Bonita scores. Touchdown to Jarrett Dance-Kelly.
Well, there's the senior wide receiver there with the 2nd receiving touchdown of the year. You see the play action pass, he threw it deep, found his man. The Bearcats were able to get in for 6.
So they baited him in. They stacked the whole offensive line in there. Almost everyone in the stadium here thought it was going to be a run. Play action pass. Dance-Kelly was able to find himself open deep on the right side of the field for an easy 6. And in for the point after is good. And just like that, Bonita strikes first on their opening drive on a 3rd and 10 play. A 60-yard touchdown pass from Andrade to Dance Kelly. And the Bearcats have an early 7-0 lead.
It looked like the Bearcats were off to a slow start there, but then they had that big play to result in a touchdown. Let's see how San Dimas can respond.
And it's something that we've been able to see from Bonita. Receiving yards per game just under 310 as opposed to 170 yards rushing. They were able to, San Dimas was able to stop the run defensively, but that passing game that's been so lethal early on this season proved to pay off right there. So San Dimas will recover their kick. They're going to pitch it off to the right side at the 10, the 20, getting a block and getting tackled right around the 23-yard line was Jacob Bucola.
And you see San Dimas try to run a little of a return reverse play. San Dimas, or Bonita, looked like they were ready to stump it out.
So 1st and 10 for San Dimas from their own 23. San Dimas in the white and blue, Bonita in the green and gray. San Dimas working from right to left on the field. 7-0 early on in the first quarter, 10:32 remaining. So a lot of motion here, and before everything, there's going to be a flag.
Flag on the play.
It looks like it's against the Bearcats. Getting penalized with an offsides 5-yard penalty. It'll be 1st and 5 now for San Dimas as the senior quarterback Dylan O'Leary looks to lead his team. He's going to drop back. The lefty's going to hurl it deep down the right sideline, and it's going to be intercepted by Bonita.
It looked like they were tied up a little bit right there, but Elias Williams was able to come up with the interception. Great play for him right there.
I tell you, that was a big-time play. The pass was intended for Matt Sloan, who's leading San Dimas offensively. Matt Sloan has 155 receiving yards. Unable to pick it up there. So Bonita, they get the big strike offensively, and now they punch back again with a huge interception on the first play of San Dimas. So now San Dimas' defense has to hold up here, as Bonita will run it again and get up a few, 2, maybe 3 yards, bringing up 2nd down.
And they go up the middle again right there, able to get some positive yards that time.
For Bonita, that was their 6th interception of the season, still only their 4th game this year. And of course, for a team that only won 3 games all last season, they've matched that already with a 3-0 perfect start this season. And they're looking to remain perfect here early on, playing phenomenally against the Saints here in the 2018 Smudgepot game. So 2nd down and 6 from Bonita's own 39. And it's going to be a handoff to the left side. Cade Kadam picking up a yard.
San Dimas is all over the run game early here.
So to bring up 3rd down, and that's going to be tough for San Dimas to defend, Kurtis. As you mentioned, they're going for that run game, so they have to stay honest defensively for the run, but that opens up big play action pass and gets to that passing game that has been tremendous early on.
And yeah, you mentioned that right there. That's what led to that big touchdown early.
So 3rd and 5, just over 9 minutes remaining. Bonita looking to tack on to their 7-0 lead. As Andrade, the righty's going to be hit as he throws, and he's going to find Cade Kadam open down the middle of the field to the 10, the 5, another touchdown, another one, Cade Kadam. The Bonita Bearcats have just stunned San Dimas early on here in the 2018 Smudgepot game.
And for the 2nd time in a row, you see Bonita able to capitalize on 3rd down with a big pass play for a touchdown.
And for Kadam, that was his 1st receiving touchdown of the season. Or correction, that's his 3rd receiving touchdown of the season. The leading receiver for Bonita. As the point after is up and good. Bonita has a 14-0 lead here early on. Kurtis, how do you describe this?
Well, it seems as Bonita has all the momentum right now. Those two big pass plays resulting in touchdowns. Let's see how San Dimas can respond here. They've been good stopping the run game, but they got to have some better protection over the top.
So quickly in the hole, a 14-0 lead for Bonita. 8:52 remaining in the first quarter. Remember, San Dimas has won the last two Smudgepot games. In 2016, San Dimas trounced Bonita 42-14, and then last year, 2017, they won a closely contested defensive game, 19-8. As once again, they're going to pitch it off to the right side, and getting wrapped up immediately by a host of Bearcats at the 15-yard line.
The Bearcat defensive line ready for the run right there, able to stop him short.
For Coach Holman of San Dimas, always poised and ready. I'm sure his team is going to be just fine down 14-0. Let's see how they answer back here. 1st and 10 from their own 16. As O'Leary's going to hand it off up the middle for a nice, maybe a gain. Looks like he got stuffed up right there. Austin Rivera on the carry. No gain on it. 2nd and 10. San Dimas once again sets up. And once again, their run game is going to be thwarted by the Bonita front seven, Kyler Morelli with the carry on that one. And for San Dimas, Kurtis, they rely heavily on their run game. And if they're going to get shut down here, now 3rd and deep, having negative yards net total for their rushing game, it's going to be a big hole to come back.
It will be. It looks like quarterback Dylan O'Leary's going to have to step it up for his team right here.
So 3rd and 12 from their own 13-yard line. And here we go. They're going to hand it off. Rivera once again to the left side. For the first time, they get some positive yards on the ground rushing, but it's going to bring up 4th down. 4th and about 5. It looks like San Dimas is going to elect to go with their punting unit as they are deep within their own zone from their own 21. Don't want to risk anything here. Already down 14-0. And you know, it almost seems like San Dimas somewhat asked for this to happen when they tried to start the game with an onside kick. So here's a punt, a booming one, sends Bonita all the way back to the midfield. And a couple of spin moves and out of bounds at the San Dimas 42. Elias Williams with the punt return. 6:43 remaining here in the first quarter. 2018 Smudgepot game between Bonita High School and San Dimas High School. Bonita with a commanding 14-0 lead early on. And they're looking for more. They're a perfect 2 for 2 offensively on their drives. And both of them, big strikes on 3rd and long.
We see Bonita starting off with that good field position once again.
So 1st and 10, as you mentioned, that good field position on San Dimas' 45-yard line. They're going to pitch it back. A big hole up the middle as they pick up some yards there. Miles Meridian once again getting the carry.
And that time, Meridian was able to get a nice hole up the middle for a decent gain.
That was the first time that offensive line was able to create that hole for them. And it's going to be 2nd and short. And I tell you, if they're able to get even more positive yards offensively through the rushing game, that's going to open up that spread offense that they love to go with even more. So 2nd and 2. A pump fake, and Andrade's going to have to escape the pocket. Now working left. Once again, keeping his eyes down the field. Finds his receiver for a 1st down. That's Miles Meridian finding his way out of the slot on that left side.
And right there we see that great playmaking by quarterback JP Andrade, able to find an open man.
And that's something Andrade does. He keeps his feet moving, keeps his eyes down the field. He'll tuck it and run a couple of times. He's got 83 total rushing yards on the season. This time stays behind the line of scrimmage and was able to find his running back in the open field. So 1st and 10 now on the San Dimas 26-yard line. Bonita etching to score again, already up 14-0 with 5.5 to go in the first quarter. A handoff to Meridian, and he's going to get stuffed, immediately met by a couple of Saints. The first one there was on Andres Bernal.
And that's more like what we've been seeing from that San Dimas offensive line as he stops him short right there.
So Meridian gets 1 yard on there, so being up 2nd down and 9 to go from the San Dimas 25. Exactly 5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. 14-0 Bonita. Both teams coming up pretty much evenly matched. Bonita with a perfect 3-0 record. San Dimas with a 2-0 record. Someone's got to go, keep going undefeated, and someone's streak's going to end here tonight in the 2018 Smudgepot game. 2nd and 9, Andrade steps back and hit as he was trying to receive a big hit. No flags. The pass was intended for Elias Williams.
We see number 25, Andres Bernal, with that big hit right there. Maybe looking to send a message for the Saints.
So 3rd and 9, it's going to be a big hold here for the San Dimas Saints if they can do so defensively and try to force Bonita to make a pretty decent field goal from about 40 yards out. So 3rd down and 9 to go for Bonita from the San Dimas 25. JP Andrade out of the shotgun with 2 receivers to his right. Meridian, the running back, to his right as well. He's going to be flushed out of the pocket to the right side, keep his eyes down the field. Fans were looking for a flag. There was some contact there down the right sideline. Once again intended for Elias Williams. It's going to bring up 4th down.
We see much better coverage by San Dimas on that 3rd down play right there.
So the defense is able to hold up there. Right here, you're in a territory where it's 4th and 9, yeah, but you don't really get penalized too much for going for it. It's going to have San Dimas starting right around where you would so if you kicked it off. You can't punt too decently here, and a field goal is going to be a little bit too hard to kick, especially for a high school kicker. So they're going to go for it here, 4th and 9 from the San Dimas 25. Andrade and an empty back is going to get flushed out of the pocket with a lot of pressure up front. The pass is going to be sailed out of bounds. San Dimas Saints, their defense is pumped up. Their fans are pumped up. And the Saints are going to take over on downs here.
Once again, there's that San Dimas defensive line bringing some nice pressure on the Bonita quarterback.
So 1st and 10 now. They set up from their own 25. And they look to hopefully have some different fortune here. Their first drive ending in an interception. Their 2nd drive having to punt, as this one's going to be handed off to the right, and a decent pickup for about 5 yards right there on the carry was Matt Sloan.
Matt Sloan off to a good offensive start on that play right there, able to bounce it to the outside. Looks to start this drive off on the right foot.
For San Dimas, they love to run. 340 yards rushing per game they're averaging in their first 2 games. Receiving wise, 124 passing yards per game, but of course this has been somewhat their most balanced run to pass ratio in recent years under coach Mark Holman, as once again they'll run it here. It'll be short of a 1st down, but it'll bring up a 3rd down and manageable.
You mentioned that run game. They like to stack a bunch of guys inside with that 1 wide receiver out, and seems to favor the run game, and it works for them very well.
So 3rd and 2, they're going to hand it off. Hit by a couple of Bonita players, and it looks like he's not going to get the 1st down. Kyler Morelli was trying to get it there. And they're going to give the benefit of the doubt to San Dimas, picking up 1st and 10.
And Morelli able to get some good yards after contact, spun himself to a first down.
So once again, set up in that bunch formation. The one receiver to the left, Anthony Cobo for San Dimas. As they're gonna run it to the left side this time. And getting forced out of bounds is Matt Sloan.
I feel like he was able to get back to the line of scrimmage on the play.
Forced out of bounds by number 9, Damian Villasenor for the Bearcats.
Matt Sloan, 122 rushing yards. He's third on the San Dimas squad in rushing yards go. 182 for Morelli, and the leader 234 with Jacob Bucola. 2nd and 9 for San Dimas. They trail Bonita 14-0, 2:51 remaining in the first. From their own 39, O'Leary's going to step back, find Morelli in the open field for a small 2-yard gain to bring up 3rd and 7.
And early on, it seems as if San Dimas looks to rely on these short yardage plays to drive themselves down the field, gain first downs.
So 3rd down and 6 for San Dimas. We've seen Bonita capitalize on their 3rd down in a big way with 2 deep passing touchdowns. San Dimas looking to keep their drive alive here. 3rd down and 6 from their own 39. This one's going to be handed up the middle, nearing the first down marker for San Dimas. Matt Sloan once again on the carry, and they're going to give them the first down again. So San Dimas' drive continues. 1st and 10 from their own 45. O'Leary to Morelli. Morelli with a big hole up the middle. 1st down, 15 yards right there on that one right there. I tell you, if that secondary for Bonita wasn't able to get there, he had nothing but green turf ahead of him.
There's another big hole right there for that San Dimas offensive line. Able to get a nice gain on that rushing play.
And just like that, Bonita and head coach Steve Bogan, who just took over this program after Bonita struggled immensely last year from their Division 10 rankings, didn't even make the CIF playoffs, only won 3 games all season last year. There's 3-0 now, and Steve Bogan's going to elect to call their first charge timeout of the half, 1:54 remaining in the first. They have a 14-0 lead, and just trying to slow down, give their defense a break, and try to, change the fortune of San Dimas.
And the Bearcats, after a below average season last year, looks like they're off to a way better start this year.
Absolutely. So it's been Matt Sloan and Kyler Morelli for San Dimas to get things going. We mentioned Matt Sloan, 3rd on rushing with 122 yards. Morelli with 182 yards coming in on the game, 2nd for San Dimas in that category. The run game.
And San Dimas able to continue that run game as advertised.
So 1st and 10 from now, Bonita's 41. And San Dimas started from their own 25. Now in enemy territory. Once again, the lone receiver to the left side. And this time O'Leary's going to go play action. He's going to throw it, and he's going to find his receiver. Tackled at the 20. The pass was complete to Nicholas Sloan, the big tight end senior.
And we see O'Leary able to keep his eyes up on the run, find an open man across the middle.
So 1st and 10 now from the Bonita 17. For the first time, San Dimas in the red zone. They're going to hand it off to Morelli on the right side. Morelli with a couple of spin moves, but wrapped up by a couple of Bonita Bearcats.
Looks like Bonita's game plan is to stop that run up the middle right there, as we've seen all year from San Dimas.
So 2nd and 11. Morelli with -1 on the carry. Just over 1 minute to go in the opening quarter. Bonita with a 14-0 lead. O'Leary hands it off. A nice little pitch play up the middle for a nice gain. How about that play? Nico Bucola.
That little pitch play seemed to surprise the Bearcats a little, as we get some good positive yardage.
It'll bring up 3rd down and about 7 to go.
We see Jacob Bucola right there. Last week he had a big week, 86 yards, 1 touchdown. See if they keep going back to him here.
He was a big man on the field. He had 1 touchdown. So maybe they're trying to go back to him.
So 30 seconds remaining in the first. 14-0 Bonita. San Dimas looking to answer back here as they run the ball. Once again, Matt Sloan on the right end. He needed 7 yards. He's got pretty close to the first down marker, but it looks like he's going to come up maybe a yard short. 4th and 1. So Mark Holman and San Dimas, big things to do here. Do they elect to go with the kick, or they try to go for the run and pick up that 1 yard? It looks like they're going to keep their senior quarterback captain Dylan O'Leary on the field, trying to go for it here, 4th and 1. And that's going to wind the first quarter down. Bonita 14, San Dimas 0. We've seen the big plays from Bonita passing-wise. You had Cade Kadam, and then you also had Jarrett Dance Kelly, who had the first touchdown receiving pass to catch San Dimas off guard offensively. And then, of course, you had the big interception by Bonita. Bonita rolling with everything, but San Dimas trying to work their way back in. What do you see, Kurtis?
Looks like San Dimas is starting to build some momentum right here after the end of the first quarter. There's big run plays up the middle. Let's see if they can get on the board.
Moving forward, do you think San Dimas needs to continue going to their bread and butter, which they have been as of late with the run game?
It looks like San Dimas has finally gained some momentum in that run game. Maybe they can catch Bonita off guard with some passing too.
And we saw that happen. They had a big time pass down over to Nicholas Sloan to get them down here deep into Bonita territory, and now they will be working from left to right as they switch sides of the field here for the start of the second quarter. 4th and 1 to go from the Bonita 8-yard line. Bonita with a 14-0 lead. This 2018 Smudgepot game between San Dimas High School and Bonita High School, brought to you by LVTV, Laverne Community Television, and K-West San Dimas Community Television.
And we see the offense still on the field for San Dimas. Looks like they elect to go for it right here.
So 4th and 1. Only one receiver to the right for San Dimas is Aiden Phipps. They're going to try to just go straight up the middle. Dylan O'Leary, the senior quarterback for San Dimas, is signaling that they've got it. Bonita signaling that they don't got it. We'll see right here where they spot the ball. Looks pretty bunched up in there. They're going to give San Dimas the first down. So a big gamble there offensively for San Dimas on 4th and 1, but they're able to pick it up there.
As you mentioned earlier, San Dimas goes with their bread and butter, that run game. They're able to pick up a big first down.
So now 1st and goal for San Dimas on the Bonita 7-yard line. Trying to get back into this one. They trail 2 possessions, 14-0, as they'll hand it off to the left side, trying to break a few tackles and dive towards the end zone. In for a touchdown for San Dimas, as Austin Rivera wearing number 28 today for Smudgepot, was able to find a hole on the left side, but that one was just pure resistance right there, Kurtis. He just wouldn't go down.
And you see he keeps his legs churning as he heads for the goal line. Able to get San Dimas on the board with 6.
As Phipps will come on for the point after. Splits the uprights. And just like that, San Dimas strikes back. It is now 14-7, Bonita leading.
San Dimas able to keep the momentum going after that end of that first quarter.
11:41 remaining in the first half. Bonita
keep their momentum after the end of the first quarter and end of the second quarter.
Momentum starting to shift towards San Dimas, as you're mentioning there, Kurtis. Bonita had it all right in the beginning. 5 minutes into the game, already up 14-0. But then San Dimas was able to run the play, chew up some clock, get into the second quarter, and now put some points up on the board. 14-7, Bonita leading. Phipps will come in for the kickoff for San Dimas. Deep back to receive for Bonita is Elias Williams. Beautiful day here in Covina, California. Cool winds with 86 degrees here at Covina Valley District Field as Phipps going with the traditional kickoff now. Scooping it up is Cade Kadam from his own 5. He's going to run straight up the middle, breaks a few tackles for a nice kickoff return. They'll start up from their own 30.
Kadam with a decent return there. Last week he had an 89 kick return touchdown. Solid play.
One of the players to watch from Bonita, Cade Kadam, has a receiving touchdown already today. And there you see him on the special teams able to do some damage as well. So 1st and 10 from Bonita's own 30, working from right to left on the screen. 11:35 remaining in the first half. Bonita trying to tack on to their 14-7 lead. Two receivers set up to the right side. Andrade is going to try to push himself to the right side. Breaks a tackle, is going to step up, throw deep, and he'll find his receiver in enemy territory and finally brought down at the San Dimas 30.
There's Elias Williams again. We've seen him all over the field so far today. Able to get past his man, get open down the field.
I tell you, it has been impressive to see the poise out of the senior quarterback, J.P. Andrade. Just seeing the progression that he's had from his sophomore season, starting in the 2016 Smudgepot game to now trying to lead his Bonita Bearcat team to a Smudgepot win here in 2018.
And you mentioned Andrade right there. He's actually been recognized as a 3-star recruit going into college.
So 1st and 10 from the San Dimas 29. Andrade will hand it off to Miles Meridian with a big first down run. Picking up the first down and more.
And there's Meridian again up the middle. A big hole for him.
So coming into the game, the question was, can Bonita stop the run game of San Dimas? But it looks to be flipped now. Can San Dimas stop the run game of Bonita, as they're able to do so there on the first down run?
It looks like San Dimas has done a good job at stopping the run game, but there has been a few big plays up the middle for Bonita.
And they've been able to capitalize on those big runs with play action and the poise in the pocket by J.P. Andrade to step in, wherewithal, stay in, sometimes even take a hit to make a play. So 2 receivers to the right for Andrade and 2 to the left. He's going to go to the right side. Cade Kadam is receiver and getting wrapped up. Gain of about 1, 3rd and 7.
Trying to go to their leading receiver, Kadam, on that play. Had to settle with a short gain on that one.
9:47 remaining in the first half. Bonita with a 14-7 lead over San Dimas here in the 2018 Smudgepot game. Looking to add on to their score. 3rd and 7. Hand off to Miles Meridian. Up the middle near a first down. We'll see where they mark it. They're going to mark him 2 yards short, so it'll bring up 4th and 2. And it looks like head coach Steve Bogan's going to go with the kicking team.
That's a big stop for the Saints there on 3rd down. See if they can transfer that into their offense.
So Bonita trying to go for 3 here. Robert Wences. And the snap is botched. It's going to go all the way down. Robert Wences is just going to lay on it. And a big miscue there by the Bonita's kicking team. And San Dimas is going to try to benefit off of this one.
It looked like the holder was not on the same page with that snapper right there, right over his head.
I mean, the holder had no chance right there on that one. As you mentioned, Kurtis, immediately over his head. They're lucky they were able to just get on it and keep it there. So 1st and 10 for San Dimas. Great field positioning here. And as we mentioned, they do trail just by 1 score, 14-7, looking to knot up this game. So O'Leary's going to hand it off to the left. Up the middle, Matt Sloan with the carry.
I think he was stopped right at the line that time. Good defense up the middle.
So it'll bring up 2nd and about 8, giving him about 2 yards with the forward momentum.
Number 10, Jacob McCullough for the Saints, tackled by the interior line of the Bearcats.
8:24 remaining.
2nd and 10 for the Saints.
Another run play for San Dimas.
Handoff again to
Another
number 10,
decent one.
Jacob
It'll bring up 3rd and short.
There's Bucola again.
There's Bucola up the middle again. Decent run. Seems pretty successful that time, huh, Billy?
Yeah, absolutely, and it's going to bring up 3rd and manageable, 3rd and about 1 to go. We've seen them roll the dice and go on it with 4th and 1. 3rd and 1 should be a piece of cake. So here we go. They're going to go to their running back Morelli on the left side, who's going to get met immediately by that front line of Bonita. We'll see where they mark it. It looked like it was going to be just short. But once again, getting the benefit of the doubt with the forward momentum. 1st and 10 for San Dimas.
We see another good spot for the Saints right there.
Run-heavy offense showing why they lead their Division 8 with averaging about 340 and a big break right there up the middle for a nice pickup of about 7 yards. Matt Sloan once again.
And early on, we've seen a lot of yards after contact for the Saints here.
And for San Dimas, they have the benefit. They could go to Rivera, they could go to Sloan, Bucola, Morelli, and they could keep chugging running back after running back, whereas the defense for Bonita, they just have to keep dealing with a different back. And this time, they go to Morelli on the right side. Or rather Bucola for another 1st down.
And as you mentioned, the Bearcats on defense, I'm not sure if they know who's getting the ball. Got a lot of strong running backs in that San Dimas backfield.
Strong in that backfield.
And once again, Bonita defense getting a little tired on the field. Gonna have to call for another timeout. Their 2nd charge timeout of the half. They will have 1 more this half. Timeout comes at 7 minutes and 6 seconds remaining here in the 1st half. Special thanks to Warehouse Pizza in Laverne for providing the crew here at LVTV and K-West with the best pizza down here in Southern California. San Dimas trailing 14-7 with 7:06, but it looks like that momentum that Bonita started off has swung completely over to San Dimas' side, including with that miscue on the kicking attempt that the snap went over the holder all the way near midfield.
Absolutely. It looked like Bonita had all the momentum at the start of the game. It looked like it was going to be a blowout. The Saints were able to come back and capture their momentum.
Yeah, we mentioned that after going down 14-0, Mark Holman in his 4th season under the helm of this football program at San Dimas, he prides the team in just staying calm no matter the situation, and we're seeing it right here in the 2018 Smudgepot game as they were trailing early, and it looked like it was going to be a Bearcat rout, but now San Dimas coming back here as O'Leary's going to go play action, finds his receiver, incomplete, intended for Austin Rivera on the left side.
O'Leary's pass was intended for number 28, Austin Rivera. 2nd and 10 for the Saints.
So 2nd down and 10 from the Bonita 43-yard line. 7 minutes to go in the 1st half. Bonita with a 14-7 lead over San Dimas. Bonita, of course, coming off their 2nd timeout with fresh legs defensively, trying to stop this run game of San Dimas, as Morelli's going to get the handoff here up the middle for about 5, maybe 6, to bring up 3rd and manageable.
And once again, we see that run up the middle, maybe setting up for that play action pass over the middle right here.
Play action pass right here.
Yeah, and it almost doesn't matter who carries the ball, whether it be Morelli, Bucola, Sloan, Rivera. That offensive line is doing a great job by San Dimas to open up the holes for San Dimas, as here's Matt Sloan on the left end, going on that left side near the 1st down marker. on a big third down play. We'll see where they give it. Just over 6 minutes remaining in the first half. And they're going to spot them a yard short. It'll bring up 4th and about 3 to go. From the Bonita 43. And San Dimas offense going to try to go for it once again. They're 1 for 1 on 4th downs today. Trying to go a perfect 2 for 2 and hold everything. There are some flags. It's going to be a false start on San Dimas, and now we'll see if that changes what Mark Holman wants to do offensively. What was 4th and 3, now you're going to have 4th and 8.
And let's see if they elect to go for it again. I don't know if they're in field goal range at this point.
4th and 8 for
Doesn't
the
look like
Saints.
they'd be in field goal range at this point.
So 4th and 8 now from the Bonita 41-yard line. And they're electing to go for it again here. O'Leary's going to hand it off to the right side. Austin Rivera trying to pick up a few blocks. Unable to do so. There was a late flag, and we'll see who that was on. It looks to seem that it was by Bonita, the guilty party, Diego Jimenez. Looking a little frustrated on the play. Has his arms out side to side. Is talking to one of the officials.
There's a little helmet-to-helmet contact there. Maybe that's what the flag could be about.
So a big couple of penalties there. 2 personal fouls charged against Bonita. One of them, the one that we talked about, Diego Jimenez. And it's going to be 1st down and 10 for San Dimas. A huge penalty right there. What looked like Bonita was going to take over on downs. But like you said, helmet-to-helmet contact and then the personal foul that resulted after the play. San Dimas is going to be now in the red zone looking to score again.
And the Saints were bailed out on those 2 penalties right there. Big 20-yard game. Sits about the 11-yard line.
So 11 more yards to go. 1st and 10 for the 1st down. 5.5 to go. San Dimas trails 14-7 as they'll hand it off to the left side this time. It's Nicholas Kuda, the junior running back, getting his first rush of the game.
And once again, we see that variety in the San Dimas backfield. Don't know who's going to get the ball this time.
And of course, they lost a few years ago one of the premier running backs in the Vala Vista League of Jarrell Sykes, who was averaging over 100 yards per game every single week for San Dimas. But now they said, we'll find someone, or rather a group of people, to fill that void as they've done so this season.
It looks like they have filled that hole as their run game has been unstoppable today.
As we'll take, there's going to be a official timeout on the field, as it seems to be one of the Bonita players down on the field, one of the defensive linemen who fell down on the previous play and was unable to get back up.
Looks like Daniel Oseguera, the senior linebacker, who was on his back, but now seems as he's okay and getting up.
So they're going to help him up. It'll be 2nd and 8. Packed crowd here at Covina District Field. I mean, if you came to the game, standing room only on both sides. San Dimas side completely filled with the blue and gold. On the Bonita side, completely sparkling with the green and silver. 4:58 to go in the first half. Bonita, of course, with the opening touchdowns to have a 14-0 lead. San Dimas was able to answer back with a touchdown of their own and threatening here. 2nd down and 8 from the Bonita 9-yard line. Looking to knot up this game.
Let's see if Captain Dylan O'Leary can lead his team to another score right here.
So San Dimas sets up with only one receiver to the right. It's Anthony Cobo. The bunch formation in a big hole up the middle to bring up 3rd down. Bonita was able to fill the hole quickly, otherwise that would have been another touchdown for San Dimas.
And the Bearcats able to stop him short of the goal line there, close that hole.
So 3rd and 4 from the Bonita 5-yard line. 4:30 to go in the first half. Bonita 14, San Dimas 7. Cobo, the lone receiver to the right in the bunch formation. Dylan O'Leary under his center. Takes the snap, a handoff up the middle, diving towards the end zone. Touchdown for San Dimas. It looked to be Bucola. And it was indeed Jacob Bucola. Strikes here late in the first half. San Dimas a point after from tying up this game.
And there it is once again, as we've seen all game. Bucola run up the middle. Seems like they've been able to come back from that early deficit.
So Aiden Phipps will come in for the point after. Aiden Phipps replacing his former brother, Elijah Phipps, as the new kicker for San Dimas, as this one once again splits the uprights, and we are knotted up at 14 apiece. I tell you, from the beginning of the game, Kurtis, 14-0 Bonita, it looked like everything was going against the San Dimas team, and out of nowhere we have a tie game here late in the first half.
And it looks like this rivalry is everything as it's been advertised. Great game going into halftime. San Dimas been able to come back after those 2 poor defensive drives at the start of the game.
Game is not disappointing. The only high school game being played here on a Saturday night, September 8, 2018. All the other high school games in the area being played yesterday, Friday night. One of the great rivalries here in the San Gabriel Valley. Bonita High School, San Dimas High School, all tied up at 14 with 4:21 remaining in the opening half. Deep back to receive a trio of Bearcats, among them Elias Williams and Cade Kadam. As Aiden Phipps will send a booming one deep back right around the 1-yard line. Cade Kadam will scoop it up from his 1-yard line. Has a couple of blocks on the right side. One man to beat, but Aiden Phipps was able to get in there. The kicker had to mix things up there and stop Cade Kadam from breaking through all the way.
As we see again, we have Kadam with that great vision on the kick return. Luckily for San Dimas, the kicker was there to take him down.
The kicker was the last one to take him down.
Bearcats will take over 1st and 10 on the 45-yard line.
1st and 10 for Bonita zone 45. Another great field position here for the Bearcats. Seems to be almost every time they've been set up with great field positioning, they've been able to capitalize on it. We'll see if that trend continues here. They scored on their first 2 drives and then have came up empty, as they'll run here with a nice gain nearing a 1st down. As Elijah Maldonado, the first time we see Maldonado, the junior running back and offensive linebacker, getting it there, and he's able to get a 1st down for Bonita.
As you mentioned, Maldonado, that was his first touch today. Last week he had 4 carries for 37 yards. Good gain for 9 yards right there.
So 2nd down and 1. Another pitch play here to Maldonado on the right side. There's the ball's going to be poked out. San Dimas is up and running with it. They feel that they've got it, but there was a flag in the backfield. So barring the flag, it looks as if San Dimas is going to take over on the fumble. But of course, it all depends on that flag.
You see that big hit by the defensive lineman right there, able to jar the ball loose. It's a good momentum shift for San Dimas right there after that big kick return.
And it was going to be a hold on Bonita. San Dimas will decline. And obviously so, they're going to take over 1st and 10 from their own 48. But hold everything, as it looks like Maldonado is still shaking up on that play.
And maybe that could have been what caused the fumble right there after that big hit.
And of course, running up the middle, you got all those big offensive linemen and defensive linemen, and of course those linebackers coming in. Anything can happen here. And he's coming up a little bit gimpy, holding almost not even able to hold that right shoulder. And of course, the right-handed Maldonado holds that ball between that right arm of his, drawing it loose, as you said. So San Dimas trying to be the benefactors from the turnover. 1st and 10 as they look to take their first lead of the game, is another handoff by San Dimas up the right side. Morelli with a couple of yards. There was a flag in the back. The fans getting even more interactive, bringing out the phone lights, waving back and forth. San Dimas student section bringing it back to the Bonita student section. All fun and games here, all tied up on the field, 14-14, 3:26 remaining in the first half. Kurtis, what an environment.
Oh yeah, rivalry game Saturday night. Everything we could ask for in a football game.
So it'll be 1st and 10. The penalty's gonna, or more than 1st and 10, excuse me, it's gonna set them back, way back. It'll be 2nd and around 22 to go. As they're gonna run it to the right side for a decent gain, and it'll bring up 3rd and long.
There's Bicol up the middle once again.
And you see this wave of phone lights across. It seems like everyone's in the 21st century here, huh?
Yeah, both sides. We're looking here on the Bonita side, waving them. San Dimas side, hold everything. There's a flag on the play on the 3rd down and 18. And it looks like it's going to be a timeout for San Dimas. 3rd and 18. And of course, San Dimas, they're not out of the waters here on this 3rd down and 18. We've seen them go for it a couple of times on 4th down. 4th and 1, they were able to get it. 4th and 8, they came up short, but those penalties against Bonita were able to push them across for a 1st down. So if you get maybe 8, 10 yards, they're still in that realm of possibility to go for it. As the crowd here at Bonita and San Dimas making noise here during this timeout. Of course, 14-14 the score, 2:34 remaining in the opening half. These two undefeated teams not wanting to let go of that undefeated streak just yet. Bonita coming in with a 3-0 record, and Mark Holman and the Saints with a 2-0 record. So here we go, 3rd and 18 from San Dimas' own 40-yard line. As Morelli is going to pitch it off to the right side. Now they're going to go and try to pass it deep to O'Leary. O'Leary's going to make the catch down the right sideline. What a trickery play right there. We've seen it happen more recently in the NFL by the Philadelphia Phillies, calling it a little Philly. San Dimas taking the page out of that book right there, and the quarterback, Dylan O'Leary, showing his receiving.
An exciting play right there. And we see that's Ryan Bullock with that pass, and that's his 2nd completion of the year, so maybe they've ran that play before.
So 1st and 10 now from the Bonita 36. As a pitch play to Morelli for about 2, maybe 3, as there's a helmet lost on the field. Elias Williams from Bonita will go off to the sideline and put that one back on. 2nd and 8 for San Dimas. As you mentioned, Bullock, his one completion was for 46 yards, and that one's going to mimic just about right there. They called a timeout. They ran it perfectly, 3rd and 18. I mean, what more could you ask for right there? So 2nd and 8 at the Bonita 34. San Dimas looking to get their first lead of the 2018 Smudgepot game, as they're all tied up at 14. As Rivera will run it up the middle, and it's going to be close to the 1st down. It'll bring up 3rd and about 1. So 3rd and 2. And now Bonita's going to use their final timeout of the half at 1:28 remaining in the first half. We've seen a lot of great play both on the run games from both sides and from the passing game. But did we really expect Dylan O'Leary, the senior quarterback from San Dimas, to be flushed out to the right side and make that deep pass?
And if we go back to that play, O'Leary was able to get a lot of space downfield. After that double reverse, O'Leary showed off his wheels, and he also showed off his hands.
And Bullock listed as their second string quarterback, just the sophomore, 6'1", 160. But just from that pass, the accuracy, the poise, the protection, and everything from that play, it looks to be, even though Dylan O'Leary, the senior quarterback, going to be leaving San Dimas this season, it looks to see that Ryan Bullock's going to be that guy coming up next year, that San Dimas will be in good hands.
Definitely, and we see that good pass by Bullock right there. Bright future for them.
So 3rd and 2 to go from the Bonita 28. San Dimas continuing this impressive drive. As they're going to hand it off to the right end. Matt Salone's going to pick up a block and a first down, running into the red zone.
And there's Matt Sloan again. We've seen it all day.
Number 20, Matt Sloan on the carry for the Saints.
You've seen it all day.
First down, Saints.
1st and 10 for San Dimas. Just over a minute remaining in the first half. 1st and 10 from the 19 as Morelli gets wrapped up. That front 7 by Bonita was able to get up front there. The first man there to get it was Jonathan Cordova, the linebacker.
And you see Bonita is ready for the run play right there. We're able to blow it up in the backfield.
They were ready for that run that time.
So a loss on the run. -3 for Morelli. It'll bring up 2nd and 13, a minute and 2 remaining in the first half. 14-14 game. San Dimas looking to get their first lead of the game as O'Leary's going to be flushed out. He's going to keep it, and he's going to run. He's got a first down, trying to dive near the end zone. He's going to come up just short. It looked like he was going to throw it deep, and then he said, you know what, I'm going to tuck it and run, and he almost made it all the way in there.
And there's O'Leary with that speed again, as we saw earlier. Looks like that play might be coming back. Looks to be a holding on San Dimas.
And it is against San Dimas. O'Leary, not known to tuck it and run. Only the third time he's carried the ball this season. The previous 2 times averaging about 6.5 yards. But this one's going to bring them all the way back now. 40 seconds remaining in the first half. It'll be 2nd and long now from the Bonita 32. As O'Leary steps back, he's going to throw deep. This one's going to be nearly intercepted. Elias Williams, the corner on there.
A great defensive play by Elias Williams, looking to get his 2nd interception of the game. He was able to break the pass up instead.
3rd and 24, 21 seconds remaining in this first half. As O'Leary's going to step up, throw it in. Should have been, by all means, intercepted. Once again, Elias Williams coming up short right there.
And again, 2nd play in a row. Great vision from Elias Williams. Unfortunately, unable to come up with the interception.
So 4th and 22, only 16 seconds remaining. And it looks like San Dimas is going to keep the offense on here. Of course, if they don't get it the first down, not much Bonita could do with only 10 or so seconds remaining in the first half. Here we go, 4th and 22. O'Leary's gonna step out, gonna sling it to the right side. He's got Matt Sloan and hit big. Elias Williams on the tackle. Turnover on downs, exactly 10 seconds to go for Bonita in the opening half in a game that's all knotted up at 14.
And once again, for the 3rd play in a row, we see Elias Williams right there in the middle of the screen, making a great play.
First and 10, and it looks like they'll just kneel it and take this game into the second half as they do so right there. So competitive play from both teams, just about what you expected. Two teams, two undefeated teams, Bonita 3-0, San Dimas 2-0. You had Bonita come out strong, 2 touchdown passes from JP Andrade to put up 14 points in the first half, and then San Dimas able to get their run game going in the second quarter to pick up 2 rushing touchdowns of their own, and we're all tied up at 14.
At the start of this game, it looked as if the Bearcats were going to rout the Saints, but the Saints defense was able to come back, get some big stops, score 2 unanswered touchdowns, knotted up the game at 14, and that's where we sit going into halftime.
And this rivalry began in 1972. Of the 46 Smudgepot games previously, San Dimas has won 23, Bonita 22, and only 1 game they tied in 1987 at a 14-14 game, which is what we have here going into the second half. But you see the stats right there. Bonita winning 22, San Dimas winning 23 of the previous Smudgepot games. And once again, we're right there again, 14-14.
You know all the bad things you can get from smoking a cigarette. But did you know that smoking a joint can get you a DUI? And never mix a pint with that pot. DUI doesn't just mean booze.
Dear humans, I stand here today not for myself, but for every tail wagger, sloppy kisser, and curtain ninja. I stand here for each one of the nearly 4,100 dogs and cats killed in shelters each day, asking you to join our cause and help us make sure every best friend has a chance to meet one of their own. With Best Friends Animal Society leading the charge, and your help, we can save them all.
Sometimes, one moment changes everything. One song, one game, one adventure, one mission. For a child battling a critical illness, a wish come true can be a turning point. You can transform lives, one wish at a time. Support Make-A-Wish and help grant more life-changing wishes. Learn more at wish.org.
The second half of the 2018 Smudgepot game is just around the corner. It's a good one, Kurtis. 14-14. We saw Bonita start off strong, a 60-yard touchdown pass to Cade Kadam, as well as a 50-yard pass to Jared Dance Kelly, and then a couple of rushing touchdowns by San Dimas in the second half to knock this game up.
And we saw Bonita score early with those 2 passing touchdowns, and then the Saints came back with their 2 touchdowns. Looks like to be a great game heading into the second half.
Bonita received and won the toss in the first half. Therefore, San Dimas gets the ball here to start the second half. 11:54 to go in the third quarter, all knotted up at 14 apiece. First and 10 for San Dimas from their own 29-yard line. It's again with the bunch formation with the lone receiver out there to the left. Matt Sloan in motion. He's going to be the carrier on the play on the left end for about a yard, maybe 2.
And they're starting this second half the same way they've been going all game with that run play.
A lot of handoffs, a lot of runs, and there's Matt Sloan starting off for them again.
So 2nd and 6 to go from their own 33. Sloan with 4 yards on the rush, as they've been pounding the ball on the ground all second quarter long, and it looks to be that trend once again as Morelli is going to be wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage this time for a loss of a few yards.
Morelli trying to spin his way up the field, but linebacker Steven Bustos able to make the tackle.
So it'll bring up 3rd down and about 7 to go. Now from the San Dimas' own 34-yard line. 14-14 as we are just in to the second half, as the lefty O'Leary is gonna tuck it and run himself. A big first down pickup there right around midfield. The tackle was made.
And I don't know about you, but I've been surprised with the speed that we've seen from O'Leary today.
It's almost like he's got a shift of speeds, running out of the pocket a little bit more modest on the toes, looking more downfield, and then once he says, I'm gonna go, he turns on the jets.
And he kicked it into another gear on that play.
So 1st and 10 now from their own 49, just a yard short from midfield. 10 minutes to go in the third quarter. San Dimas 14, Bonita 14. San Dimas looking for their first lead of the game as O'Leary's going to pitch it off to the left side. Once again, Matt Sloan gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Forced out of bounds by number 10, Nathan Otto for the Bearcats. No gains.
2nd and 10 for San Dimas. For San Dimas, they got a rushing touchdown from Austin Rivera and Jacob Bucola in the second half as they go play action here. O'Leary tried to stay on his feet, broke 1 tackle, but finally getting to him for their first sack of the game is Luis Perez.
And that Bearcat defensive front was able to get to the QB that time. Nice play, rushing in, shows a good pressure. A little too much for the San Dimas O-line.
So 2 yards lost on the sack by Perez. It'll bring up 3rd and 12. 9 minutes to go in the third quarter. 14-14. Your score here in the 2018 Smudgepot game, being played at the neutral side of Covina Valley District Field, as Matt Sloan is going to get the handoff on the left end and is going to be forced out of bounds just across midfield. It'll bring up 4th and about 6 yards to go.
And San Dimas has only had 1 punt on the day so far in the first quarter. It looks like they got the punt team out again, try to pin the Bearcats deep.
As they bring in the kicker and punter for San Dimas, Aiden Phipps. As 2 are back to return for Bonita. Among them is the always dangerous Elias Williams. It's a low snap, and it looks like it might have been a trickery play there initially, as this one's going to be boomed all the way into the zone, into the end zone, excuse me, for a touchback.
And there's Phipps with the rugby-style punt right there. Back of the end zone for a touchback. Looks like they didn't want Aiden Williams to return that one.
So 8:42 remaining in the third. 14-14, we'll see what Bonita goes with here on their first drive here in the second half. Their first two drives in the first half were phenomenal. The 55-yard strike, Andrade to Dance Kelly for a touchdown to make it 7-0, followed up by a 60-yard touchdown strike, Andrade to Cade Kadam to put Bonita up 14-0 early. As a handoff there to start the drive. They bring up 2nd and 8 for Bonita.
2nd and 8 for the Bearcats.
Bonita working from their own 22-yard line. This drive starting on their own 20.
Timeout, Bearcats.
And before the 2nd and 8, Bonita will call their first timeout of the second half. They used all three in the first half. Kurtis, San Dimas not really using much of their timeouts in the first half. They don't transfer over in the second half, but just to show you a little bit as what San Dimas' offensive running game has done to Bonita, forcing them to make a little bit more timeouts. This time, electing to use a timeout on their offensive side to call up a bit of a strategy here.
Yeah, while San Dimas has been a little reluctant to call timeouts, it seems as if Bonita has been quick to pull the trigger there.
The one time San Dimas used their first charge timeout in the first half, remember we saw that trickery play where Dylan O'Leary, the quarterback, somehow got out there to the right sideline to make the catch from Bullock. So here's Andrade, steps up in the pocket, finds his receiver Williams for a first down right there. A big first down reception by his receiver.
Elias Williams has been showing himself all over the field today on both sides of the ball.
We've seen he's made an impact offensively, both on the special teams with his punt returns and kickoff returns, as well as the defensive end as well. Big interception in the first half that set up that second drive touchdown score for Bonita. So 1st and 10 for Bonita. 8 minutes to go in the third. They will run it with Meridian up the middle. And he's going to go backwards as San Dimas is able to push him back. We'll see where they spot the ball.
We see a big push by that San Dimas defensive line there. Looks like they will get forward progress on the run.
So they give him about 3 on the carry. 2nd and 7 to go. 14-14 the score. San Dimas has won the previous 2 Smudgepot games. Bonita trying to bring it back to their high school in Laverne, California. San Dimas trying to win 3 in a row, something that Bonita did previously, as this pass is just going to be just out of the reach of the intended receiver, Elias Williams.
It's a rare off-target pass from JP Andrade right there. He's usually right on target with his passes.
So once again, a big third down play here for Bonita. We've seen them convert big time on third down plays. But as of late, it's been the trend of the San Dimas defense to hold them. Andrade steps back, is going to have to escape the pocket, get flushed out to the right side. He's going to throw it deep to Cade Kadam, who bobbles it right around the 40. Nearly had it there. On the coverage for San Dimas was David Morquecho, the senior defensive back.
We see Cade Kadam looking for a flag from the refs, but might have been some contact, but nothing the refs saw.
So 4th and 7, and now Bonita elects to punt.
Number 24, Kenny Colson back to kick for the Bearcats.
Kenny Colson in to punt for Bonita. 6:58 to go in the third. Colson's punt will be caught right around the San Dimas 35. And tackled at the 30.
Ketcho's trying to bounce that return to the outside. Nothing doing for him right there.
Protection on that play right there. Ketcho is trying to get some space. And nothing doing.
So San Dimas with their second drive. They'll set up shop from their own 30, 1st and 10. Once again, trying to get that elusive lead that they have not gotten thus far. They got down early, 14-0. Were able to make the comeback. Tie it up at 14 as here's a handoff to Rivera for a couple of yards.
Number 31, Stephen Bustos on the tackle for the Bearcats, brings up 2nd down for the Saints.
Second and 6 for San Dimas from their own 35. 6:20 remaining in the third quarter. 14-14 the score. O'Leary with the handoff. Now he throws it to the left side. Incomplete. The intended receiver, Matt Sloan. It'll bring up 3rd and 6.
It looks as if even on pass plays, they seem to go to the same guys. Sloan, Morelli, Rivera. Big playmakers for them.
So big 3rd down play here for San Dimas as well as for this defense of Bonita. Both defenses have bended a little bit but have withstood the offensive outbursts as here's a big burst of speed. Austin Rivera, a big 1st down pickup right there on 3rd and 6.
We see that double handoff generate some space up the middle. We get a good gain for San Dimas.
Draw a little motion towards the top of the field for the Bearcats.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for San Dimas, now working from their own 44. As one of the San Dimas players is down on the field. We've seen a couple of Bonita players hurt early on in the game. No one seriously injured in this one. And able to get up and walk on his own is Nicholas Sloan. We saw him once with a big receiving pickup for a 1st down late in the first half to set up San Dimas' 2nd touchdown by Jacob Bucola. First and 10 for San Dimas from their own 44. As Nicholas Sloan was able to get off the field. 5:45 remaining in the third. 14-14 the score in this 2018 Smudgepot rivalry game. O'Leary with a couple of fake handoffs. This time he gets it to Sloan on the left end. And a great open field tackle right there by Bonita. Saw Damian Villasenor step up and make that open field tackle. I like to go with those end runs deep on that left side. Sloan was looking for a breakaway, trying to turn the corner, but Villasenor was there. 2nd and 9 for San Dimas. This one's going to be to Sloan up the middle. Bring up 3rd and 4. Third and 4.
Great job after that. His first play was an interception. First run, he's been pretty much lights out.
As this one's going to be handed off to the right side. They're going to come up short. Sloan picks up maybe a yard. But yeah, just as you mentioned, Kurtis, we saw the first play of San Dimas. O'Leary was going to let it fly, and it was going to be intercepted by Elias Williams And it looked like O'Leary was going to have to, maybe change things up. But we've seen him step up, be poised in the pocket. We've seen him run it a few times, tuck it and go. We've seen him step up, make some big passes. And despite that interception, he's been able to stay committed to his game. As they're going to try a little trickery play here. A flag in the back. It looked like Aiden Phipps was really close to getting a first down, regardless of the flags or not. Fans thinking it's against Bonita. Bonita signaling it's against San Dimas. We'll see exactly what's going on here.
We've seen Phipps with that rugby-style punt last time. Looks like that time he just cut up the field and kept going.
And Aiden Phipps, also a soccer player at San Dimas. We can see a burst of speed there. As Phipps was tackled down only because of a big hand on a face mask. So face mask, big penalty on Bonita. Once again, going for it on 4th down and not necessarily getting it on that down, but picking it up with the big penalties. Bonita, injuring themselves here with the penalties.
We've seen those penalties cost Bonita earlier. Let's see what happens here.
So 1st and 10 now. The nice run up the middle near a first down in enemy territory after the penalty. Gets 11 on the gain. 1st and 10 for San Dimas from the Bonita's 22-yard line.
As we've mentioned, we keep seeing those yards after contact by the San Dimas running backs. Keep pushing it up the middle, trying to get extra yardage up the field.
San Dimas sets up with Anthony Cobo, the lone receiver to the left side. Seen that set up all game long as O'Leary looking to go out there. He's going to tuck it and run this time. There's a flag in the back. O'Leary's going to be shy of the first down. Bonita signaling it's against San Dimas. That was Diego Jimenez, one of the captains of Bonita. And of course it was against San Dimas, so that'll set them back. So after being the benefactors of a big penalty, now being set back big time here, all the way at the Bonita 48-yard line. They got to get all the way to the Bonita 12. So 1st and 25. 1st and 25, just under 3 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter, all tied up at 14. So there's a handoff here to the left side. Just trying to get a few yards here on 1st down. It'll be 2nd and long.
Mention those yards after contact. San Dimas running backs keep pushing it up the middle.
Nathan Otto made the tackle on Bukola. Came up a little bit gimpy there. He's going to stay on the field. He was one of our players to watch coming into the game, leading Bonita with 24 total tackles as well as 12 solo tackles right there, getting the job done all by himself, wrapping up Bukola. 2nd and 23 to go for San Dimas. O'Leary is going to hand it off up the middle. A big pickup there for San Dimas. One of the rare times that we see Nico Bukola. Nico Bukola, of course, the older brother of Jacob Bukola, who we've seen into the end zone earlier this game to tie the game up at 14 apiece.
We mentioned the running backs at St. Dimas, but how about the Saints offensive line creating those big holes?
Absolutely. It'll be now 3rd and 15. Another run right there, another big pickup. Once again created by that offensive line, Kurtis. And it'll bring up 4th down. It looks like O'Leary is going to step off. And and make his way back on. It looks like San Dimas is going to elect to go for it here. 4th and 8 once again. The last 2 times San Dimas has gone for it on 4th and long, they've been the benefactors of some penalty plays. Bonita, can they stay disciplined? Here's going to run the ball. Tyler Morelli's going to be short of the first down. No flags. Turnover on downs. Big time play by this Bonita defense.
We're finally able to see a nice defensive stand by the Bearcats on that 4th down. First time the Saints weren't able to convert.
And only 47 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. It looks like we are going to be headed into the 4th and final quarter. All knotted up at 14. The drama has been set. The script is ready. San Dimas High School versus Bonita High School. 47th annual Smudgepot game. And before Bonita sets up, Bonita will call a timeout. So now we've seen their second charge timeout come here in the 3rd quarter. We've seen them use 2 of their 3 timeouts in the first half to kind of give their defensive break. Do you think that only having 1 timeout now in the 4th quarter could be harmful to them, knowing that San Dimas could run the ball and run the ball with multiple backs and force their defense to play tired?
Yeah, those timeouts could be beneficial to the Bearcat defense. As San Dimas kept running the ball up the middle over and over, the defense has looked a little tired for the Bearcats.
And almost a sign of miscommunication, you know, starting to drive 1st and 10 and then having to call a timeout is almost a little bit harmful to your team. But you know what? Head coach Steve Bogan knows what he's doing under the helm. His first season at Bonita has led them to a perfect 3-0 start. You might as well get this first down play right than not make it wrong. So a pitch play to Miles Meridian on the left side, and it'll bring up 2nd down. Nice pickup for Meridian.
We hear those Bearcat parents starting to get into the game a little bit.
You know, coming into the game, we saw Miles Meridian, 222 yards coming in with 5 rushing touchdowns. Has had a decent game early on, but not quite to what we've seen in the first 3 games from Bonita.
And as you said, Meridian had 3 touchdowns last week. Looks to get back in the end zone later today.
As once again Meridian on the carry, and maybe a loss or no gain, as the 3rd quarter will wind down. So at the end of 3 here at Covina Valley District Field here in Covina, California, San Dimas 14, Bonita 14. We got a great one here. We'll recap the scoring for you. Bonita started the scoring off. 55-yard touchdown strike. JP Andrade found Jarrett Dance Kelly to make it 7-0. Elias Williams would then intercept the pass from senior San Dimas quarterback Dylan O'Leary. And then Andrade would find Cade Kadam with a 60-yard touchdown pass to make it 14-0 in the 1st quarter early. San Dimas would answer back in the 2nd quarter. Austin Rivera, a rushing touchdown to make it 14-7. And then Jacob Bucola, a rushing touchdown in the 2nd quarter as well to make it 14-14. And no score in the 3rd quarter. As we enter the 4th quarter, someone's got to score, something's got to give. We're all tied up here at 14.
Yeah, Billy, what we've seen throughout this whole game is Bonita's really been relying on their big plays to get them scores. And San Dimas has been at short plays where they've had long, lengthy drives. And that's what the points for them.
So San Dimas now defending the right side. 2nd and 7 for Bonita, working from left to right now on the field. As it is standing room only here at Covina Valley District Field. Estimations are near 2,000 in attendance.
Those are those screen plays for Meridian for a 1st down.
And a big 1st down for Bonita. Bonita never trailed in this one. They got off to an early lead thanks to JP Andrade. A couple of touchdown passes. San Dimas was able to knot up the game with a couple of rushing touchdowns. Now, we've been deadlocked since early in the second quarter, and before the play could get off, we have a flag in the back. False start against Bonita. So after the big first down completion, now they're going to have to work 1st and 15.
And once again, we see another penalty against Bonita. We've seen that all game.
That could be one of the question marks as to a reason why Bonita perhaps came up short in 2018 for a 3rd consecutive year. Could it have been the penalties that dampened their game, as Andrade's going to have to sling it out. He finds Cade Kadam in the open field, breaks a tackle right there. He's past midfield at the 40, the 30, and finally brought down near the 25-yard line of San Dimas.
And Kadam able to break free of the defender, found himself open. Andrade was falling away as he threw, still able to find his man. Another big play as we've seen all night.
We saw a 60-yard touchdown strike, JP to Cade Kadam. It looked like it could have been similar there, perhaps even longer, as there's a brief timeout on the field, as there's an injured San Dimas player way back at the 40-yard line. But just like that, the Bonita team revitalized, going back to what has worked early on in the beginning of the game with their passing. So 1st and 10 now from the San Dimas 26, as here's a handoff to Miles Meridian. The 2nd down flag. See who's it on. It was a nice pickup by Meridian of about 3 yards. As Gabriel Lemons, one of the captains for Bonita, is being charged with holding. So now 1st and long for Bonita. We have entered the 4th quarter. Andrade finds Elias Williams in the empty field. Elias Williams breaking a couple of tackles at the 10, diving near the end zone. It's going to come up just short. I'm telling you, Elias Williams making the moves. We saw him do it defensively. We saw him do it on the special teams, and we are continuing to see him do it offensively here as a wide receiver.
And there you see Elias Williams again making some moves down the field. It'll get himself to the 3-yard line, looking to set him up with another score.
1st and goal from their own 2. Miles Meridian. JP Andrade with the keep. Andrade, the senior quarterback, finds the end zone for a rushing touchdown. Andrade's 3rd rushing touchdown of the season has put Bonita up here early in the 4th quarter.
And Andrade, obviously a big factor for this Bonita offense. Saw him use his legs right there. If we get 6 for the Bearcats.
In for the point after is Robert Winces. A perfect 2 for 2 with the point afters. Can he make it 3 for 3? As it is up, and it is good. So Bonita breaks the tie here in the 4th quarter, 10:24 remaining. Bonita with a 21-14 lead over San Dimas. Now San Dimas having to answer the call once again.
And as you mentioned, another great start for the 4th quarter for the Bearcats. Let's see if San Dimas can respond once again.
And trying to do that deep back to receive for San Dimas is Kaneko Parham as well as Jacob Bukola. We saw a couple of the trickery plays that they've tried to do on the kickoff returns. We'll see if maybe somehow it could pay off here. As it'll be received by Parham, and once again he's going to slide it over to Bukola, who's going to get nearly wrapped up and then pushed back right at the 15, as we have a flag down in the back. Looks like it's likely on Bonita.
Like a bit of a grab to the face mask on the return there.
As the officials will huddle up. And if it is against Bonita, what a shame. Right after scoring and breaking the tie, penalizing yourself here and setting up San Dimas could be costly.
And those 2 penalties against the Bearcats, they had a good return defense right there, but the Saints got better field position now.
So there was a face mask as well as another penalty. Face mask declined, the other one accepted, 15 yards enforced. San Dimas will set up shop from their own 29-yard line, 1st and 10.
You see both of those penalties on Daniel Osagira. So then the Saints will get some better field position.
10:18 to go in the 4th and final quarter of the 2018 Smudgepot game. San Dimas, the back-to-back winners, trying to make it a three-peat, which is something they've done in the past. The most they've won in a row was 4 consecutive ones. The most any time a team has won the most was Bonita with 7 straight Smudgepot wins. As here's a handoff by San Dimas. Morelli will pick up a yard or 2 to bring up 2nd and 7.
And as you mentioned, this Smudgepot series, it's been a few streaks, but overall it's been a pretty even series.
And it looks like the game has been just like that, a 14-point streak for Bonita, a 14-point streak for San Dimas. Now we saw Bonita with 7, and now we're going back here. San Dimas trying to answer. O'Leary's going to be flushed out of the pocket. O'Leary's going to keep it himself. You've seen him do this a couple of times. He's going to be forced out of bounds right around the 40.
O'Leary trying to turn the corner there. Kenny Colson was there for the stop, able to force him out of bounds.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for San Dimas. They get the big spot from their own 40. It's again another run play for San Dimas on the right side. This time, Matt Sloan with the carry. So just over 9 minutes remaining in the game. As Nico Buciola is going to get stuffed before reaching the first down marker. So it'll bring up 3rd and 2 for San Dimas. Ball spotted from their own 48-yard line. A big-time play here for San Dimas, wanting to keep the drive alive. And, of course, a team that actually needs a lot of time to work offensively, not known to be a quick hitters offensively in the passing game. So getting down to 3, 4 minutes, 2 minutes could be dangerous, as O'Leary's going to show why we are proving him wrong as they find Morelli in the empty field, tackled right around the 33-yard line. O'Leary to Morelli. We're seeing him do it there in the air.
And that pass play right there shows us how versatile O'Leary can be both on the ground and in the air.
1st and 10 for San Dimas. 8 minutes to go here in the game. San Dimas trails Bonita 21-14, looking to tie this game up once again for a 3rd time. We're tied up to start the game, and then San Dimas came all the way back down 14-0. And now here's a handoff to Morelli, who's going to be wrapped up right at the line of scrimmage.
There's number 42, Daniel Osagira, with the tackle. Stopped him for no gain.
Second and 10. A handoff up the middle for San Dimas. short. It'll bring up 3rd down. Third and 7 to go for San Dimas. Bonita's crowd wants the defense. O'Leary's going to step back, faces pressure, is going to have to throw. Incomplete, intended for Sloan. And it's going to bring up 4th down.
And once again, we see the Bonita defensive line able to force pressure on O'Leary, forcing a bad pass.
So 6:44 remaining in the game. San Dimas, remember, has all 3 timeouts, so they can stop the ball and the clock with their timeouts and their defense if they're unable to convert here. 4th and 6 from the Bonita 31. And coming up short on the rush, Bonita will take over on downs.
And these Bearcat fans wanted defense, and they got defense right there. Big stop for Bonita on 4th down. They will take over the ball.
1st and 10 for Bonita from their own 30. 6:39 remaining in the game.
As you said earlier, San Dimas still has those 3 timeouts remaining. Could come in handy for them as Bonita runs down the clock here.
So 1st and 10. A handoff up the middle to Miles Meridian. Breaking a couple of tackles. Getting a 1st down. A big 12-yard run. A flag late in the back. JP Andrade is happy about it, signaling that it's against San Dimas. And it is against the defense. A big penalty right there. And Bonita already had a big 12-yard pickup. And now going to add even more on there. Listen to this Bonita crowd. First and 10 from the San Dimas 43. Andrade out of the shotgun. Williams in motion. Andrade's going to keep it himself, trying to sling it up the middle. Picks up about 5 on the carry.
And we've been seeing those penalties against the Bearcats all day. But right there, we see San Dimas with the penalty, giving Bonita some great field positioning.
2nd down and 6 to go. 6 minutes remaining in the game. Bonita, of course, with a 21-14 lead. A score here could definitely put this one out of reach for San Dimas. Andrade out of the shotgun. Hands it off to Miles Meridian, who stumbles across the line of scrimmage. Picks up about a couple of yards. It'll bring up 3rd down. Big 1st down for Bonita. They keep the clock. They keep the clock going and their drive going. It's again Andrade set up out of the shotgun. A receiver to his left, 3 to his right. They're going to go hand it off to Miles Meridian up the middle. Bring up 2nd down.
See a big play right here. Look, Bearcats looking to seal the game.
JP Andrade, the senior quarterback, having himself a ball game. 2 passing touchdowns to go along with 1 rushing touchdown, responsible for all 3 touchdowns for Bonita. San Dimas trailing 21-14, having to come up with a big stop here defensively.
It's great to see Andrade performing like this in such a big game. It's arguably the biggest game of the year for both teams.
So 2nd and 6 from the San Dimas 26. Once again, Andrade is going to keep it himself, and Andrade is going to break a hole into the end zone for a touchdown. JP Andrade, have yourself a game.
Just as we've been talking about all game, JP Andrade able to show off some wheels for the rushing touchdown. 4 for the game for him. Looks like it's going to seal the game for the Bearcats.
JP Andrade is a man on a mission today. Would not leave Bonita High School in his senior year without touching that Smudgepot one last time.
And you were right about that. With those 4 touchdowns, making a case for himself as the MVP for this game.
Before the snap, we have a flag. As you mentioned already, with 2 passing touchdowns and now 2 rushing touchdowns. Impeccable play from the senior quarterback, JP Andrade.
As we've been saying all night, this has been incredible playmaking from the quarterback position to secure the win for the Bearcats.
Yes, coming in for the point after for Bonita is Robert Wences. Wences trying to make it 4 for 4 on the PAT. It's a bad snap. And somehow, some way, Wences was able to put that one through the uprights. 28-14. So recap the scoring for you here. In the first quarter, it was Andrade through the air, found his receiver, Jarrett Dance Kelly and Cade Kadam for 2 touchdown passes to make it 14-0. San Dimas would answer back with 2 rushing touchdowns of their own in the second quarter to tie it up at 14 apiece. And then here in the fourth corner, JP Andrade had 2 rushing touchdowns here late in the fourth quarter to put his Bonita team up 28-14. Bonita will kick off. Deep back to receive it for San Dimas is Parham. Once again, he's going to try to pitch it, but now Bucola's going to take it himself. Bucola will be tackled right at his own 26.
Nice open field tackle right there. The defender wouldn't have been able to get there. Might have been gone for more yardage.
So San Dimas needs a miracle here. 3:40 remaining in the game. Down 2 possessions, 28-14. They're going to pitch it out here to Austin Rivera on the right side. Wrapped up immediately as he passes the line of scrimmage.
And San Dimas still deciding to run with little time left. We'll see if they use their timeouts now.
Now 2nd down and 8 to go. Working from their own 27-yard line. 3 minutes to go in the 2018 Smudgepot game. O'Leary making the calls here underneath the center. In motion is Austin Rivera. O'Leary deep back is going to try to find his receiver. He finds his receiver at the 30, the 20. Making the tackle was Elias Williams. A big-time play. O'Leary to Nicholas Kuda.
And there's a big pass by O'Leary, able to find Kuda on the run for a big play.
Kuda with a burst of speed down the seams. O'Leary to Kuda, and now San Dimas in the red zone once again. Looking to score here and then play some defense. They're gonna hand it off up the middle. A couple of players touching that one, but for no gain. Sloan on the carry. It'll bring up second down.
Bearcats defense is all rushing attack right now.
Second and 10, no gain on the rush for Matt Sloan. Exactly 2:24 remaining in the game. O'Leary with the quick throw to the right side, immediately tackled. Receiver Kaneko Parham unable to make things happen. Bonita read that one like a book.
And the receiver not able to get out of bounds to stop the clock on the play.
They'll bring up third down. Third and 10 to go. 2 minutes remaining in the game. San Dimas is on their last life. O'Leary looking for his receiver, finds his receiver. Morelli, who's going to get wrapped up right around the 10-yard line, is going to be short of the first down. It'll bring up fourth down, and the clock will stop at 1:40, likely a San Dimas timeout. And San Dimas will use their first timeout here with 1:40 to go in the game. They need a lot to work for them, but we've seen them come back and stay poised. They've done that here in this drive. A big time play here. Of course, if they fail to make it, almost erases this one out of the books.
San Dimas will have to almost score immediately now and then recover an onside kick.
Probably an onside kick.
And then they have 2 timeouts to hang on with and hopefully maybe force a 3 and out. But of course, if Bonita's able to get a big first down, it's going to be all she wrote.
Bonita looking to even the series at 23 wins.
23 wins coming in for San Dimas, 22 for Bonita. One tied in 1987, 14-14 draw. This one 28-14, Bonita with the lead. 1:40 remaining. 4th and 4 from the Bonita 11, San Dimas. Looking to keep their Smudgepot hopes alive, their three-peat hopes alive. As O'Leary's going to face pressure up the middle, is going to throw it, find his receiver, Morelli, who's going to be tackled, unable to pick up the first down. Bonita with a turnover on down.
Big play by Bonita right there. You see Brandon Stone hyped up, and the Bonita fans letting them hear it.
1:33 remaining. Only 2 timeouts for San Dimas. First and 10 for Bonita from their own 11. Turnover on downs for San Dimas.
The key for Bonita right here is just to make sure they hold on to the ball. Don't let San Dimas jar it loose.
Andrade with 3 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. Meridian, the lone back aside him out of the shotgun. They'll hand it off to Meridian for no gain on the play. San Dimas will elect to use their second timeout. And the clock will stop at 1:27. It'll be second down and 11, loss of 1 on the handoff to Meridian. So technically, San Dimas still with a little bit of hope, but it's looking very slim.
Yes, it is. They got that 1 timeout left, and it looks like a first down would seal the game here.
They can stop the clock once more, and of course the clock will run by itself for at least 1 play. Then you're looking at maybe 30 seconds to score 2 touchdowns plus an onside kick. Very slim for San Dimas as we head late in this 4th quarter. It looks like Bonita is just the first down away from putting this one over.
That's what it seems like, Billy.
So second and 11 from their own 10-yard line. 1:27 remaining in the game. Handed off and wrapped up quickly again is Meridian for a loss. It'll be only 4 seconds to go off the clock there. Another timeout, their last timeout for San Dimas. It'll bring up 3rd and 16. So big 3rd down play here. Of course, if you want the clock to keep running, you run the ball here. But you never know. They've been rolling the dice offensively through the air. Do you dare to throw it?
I think you got to keep the ball on the ground here. JP Andrade's look great, but you don't want to. You want an interception or an incomplete pass to stop the clock.
So 3rd and 14 for Bonita from their own 7. San Dimas down 28-14. 1 minute 23 seconds remaining in the game. Bonita trying to win their 23rd Smudgepot in school history and even up the series record at 23 apiece. Andrade out of the shotgun will hand it off to Elias Williams on the right side, who's got himself a 1st down, and it will be tackled out of bounds.
Big play by Elias Williams right there. Was tackled out of bounds. The clock will stop, but this game might be over at this point.
We've seen the big time play by Elias Williams. Started with Williams defensively with the big interception to set up Bonita for that 2nd score to make it 14-0. We've seen a few plays on the punt return, on the kickoff return as well out of the receiving core, this time out of the backfield on the jet sweep.
Looks like Andrade's making the kneel the ball right here. There's one.
They'll knee it there. A minute remaining in the game. San Dimas can't stop it. And so this is going to be just ritual now to let the clock run. 56 seconds and ticking.
Looks like Bonita is going to end that 2-game winning streak by the San Dimas Saints in the Smudgepot series.
So they'll kneel it once more.
Make some noise.
Kneel it just once more. Andrade trying to cheer on the cheers. 10 seconds remaining in this one. This Bonita team are your 2018 Smudgepot champions. As there was flags on the play.
Looks like a little chippy on that last play right there.
San Dimas a little bit unhappy, trying to get things started. But nonetheless, this one's all she wrote. Bonita wins it 28-14. San Dimas had won the previous 2 Smudgepots. Bonita says no more in 2018. They win it 28-14 and have evened up the series record at 23 Smudgepots apiece. Coming into the game, both teams undefeated. Bonita will move on 4-0. San Dimas drops now to 2-1. What a game did we see?
We saw some great football on both sides of the field today. In the end, Bonita was able to outlast the Saints and win their 23rd Smudgepot.
As we take a look at the scoring recap, it all started with J.P. Andrade from the 55-yard strike to Jarrett Dance Kelly for a touchdown to make it 7-0. Then Andrade to Cade Kadam to make it 14-0. Andrade to Kadam was 60 yards. And then in the second quarter, San Dimas would tack on 2 touchdowns of their own. Austin Rivera rushing touchdown to make it 14-7. Jacob Bucola to make it 14-14. And then in the fourth quarter, it was their senior quarterback Andrade putting on a show, through the air and on the ground. We saw him find the end zone twice, both on the ground. As once again, this Bonita team is saluting the fans, and the fans saluting this team.
What a great game on this beautiful evening, isn't it?
And we knew we were going to have a great one coming in. We knew both teams were undefeated. We knew the season record, the series record was 23-22. And here you see the principal of Bonita High School handing off the Smudgepot trophy to Bonita High School here. They haven't touched it since 2015. And now they're able to once again reclaim it.
It's going to be a great feeling for the seniors out there. Last Smudgepot, and get their hands back on that trophy.
San Dimas, it's bittersweet on the other side of things. They were trying to make it 3 in a row, unable to do so. And for them, it's back to the drawing board. Sure, you lost the Smudgepot game, but now you got to focus on the rest of your season. But for Bonita, a big-time feel, a great feeling here, and what an environment to do so here at Covina Valley District Field with over 1,000 people in attendance here.
And so Bonita will move on to 4 in a row, looking to keep their undefeated record going throughout the season. And they already passed their win total of last year.
And as we come close to the presentation of the MVP trophy of the Smudgepot game, who are some of the notable players that you saw stand out today?
Well, on the Bonita side, we definitely saw JP Andrade with the 4 total touchdowns. We also saw Williams, who's all over the field on both sides. And then also Cade Kadam with the great kick returns and just impact plays throughout the game.
Yeah, Cade Kadam, Elias Williams, JP Andrade from Bonita's side. We saw a ton of rushers from San Dimas' side. As we wind down here, final score here at Covina Valley District Field, 28-14. Bonita wins this one and evens up the series, 23 Smudgepots apiece from LVTV3, Laverne Community Television, and K-West San Dimas Community Television. Billy Lopez alongside Kurtis, Redman, wishing you all a very pleasant good night.